Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly watch list where we go over all of the given setups for this week, as well as news, earnings, how we're looking to take setups, and what we're approaching like, as well as a weekly bias for the market. So going into this week with earnings right off the bat, as usual, we really don't have a whole lot here. There's literally nothing to really assess, in all honesty. So just going to completely skip it. Just want to make sure we address it though. News, however, this week we do have FOMC news this week. A lot of talking, a lot of potential chop again. So we do have on Monday morning 9:45 Flash Manufacturing, and in Flash Services 1:45 we have FMC member Bostic. Nothing really relevant for us then. Tuesday 8:40 FOMC member speaks. 9 a.m. we have S&P Composite HPI 9:05, which is right off open. FOMC member Williams speaks. 9:59 a.m. Richmond Manufacturing Index. 10 a.m. CV Consumer Confidence News on sales. So Tuesday's got a lot of news going on. Okay. Wednesday we got at 8:30 a.m. core durable goods orders. 10 a.m. FOMC member Kashari speaks, and then 10:30 a.m. crude oil inventories. At Thursday, we have final GDP, unemployment claims, final GDP price index, good change balances, and prelim wholesale inventories at 8:30 a.m. 10 a.m. we have pending home sales. 10:30 a.m. we have natural gas shortage. Friday at 8:30 a.m. we have core PCE price index, personal income, personal spending. 10 a.m. we have revised UAM consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. At 12:15 p.m. we have FOMC member Barr speaks. Okay, so that's going to be all the news and earnings this week. So going into the actual levels this week for ESNQ, we have 5,600 for me, 5,602 on 25. If we go to the daily, you can always see daily, weekly is going to be your best bet to just identify larger levels, significant levels. So we can see this level of respect here at that area. We really have a lot of support, projected pivots off that given area. We also have at 55, 58, the next level as well. So we really only have two significant levels if you want to look at the low also. This is not like a huge significant support level here. However, it's still pretty valid. So that will be the final level there, though. We only have about three really key levels to keep an eye on this week. Downside and see confirmation of the actual sell-off here that we're looking for. Hopefully get out of this break chop zone. That would be nice. This has been some horribly choppy price action we've gotten, and any market traders are going to say that. If you do scalping like we do, and you strictly scalp and trade our intraday setups and pre-market scalp setups that are just quick pops, this has been pretty good conditions. We've had some pretty good trading setups, and honestly, overall killer weeks. So a lot of traders are struggling right now. That's just not the case with the type of style we trade like. With NQ looking at 19,201. We already have the obvious low right here. Let's see, let me change this. So we have the obvious low right there, 19,361. Again, go to the daily here. We have 19,361 at that low, 19,201, and then 18,941 as well. Going to be those levels of rejection and pivot, so forth. So that's going to be the markets this week. Going into the setups this week, we have quite a few. However, I feel like a lot of these are going to break going into the week, so we will see what we end up getting. Going to be starting off with AMD here. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm probably not going to be taking this, but we'll see depending on the type of weakness this carries through with divergence to the market or convergence. Conversely, so 102 at the break here would be the level. Obviously, we can see projection pivot, pivot point, area of respect at this given area. Again, go back even further in the time. You can see pivot point, so forth. So there's an area of support for sure here. Going to be acting as support and previous resistance. So AMD at the 102 level here into 100 potentially. Not the biggest fan of this. It's AMD. It's not the best stock, but it is still a good setup. So that's how we're going to be looking to take this is 102 level. Target going to be probably 102 break. Nothing crazy on this. All right. Going into the next setup, I believe we had coin here at the 170 level. However, I really didn't like this into 160 more so, and I probably will not be looking to take this into 160. We go to the 4 hour here. We can see, we just get a bit of a chop zone here in this range here until 160. Not the biggest fan of this entire area here. It's not something I'm super significantly fond of if we just look at the volume profile here. We can see that this is just really kind of overextended with regards to this range being overutilized and just oversaturated. So not going to be really looking to take this into 160 personally. 170 is just kind of a more high risk trade. Looking at Google, Google's going to be pretty weak against the market here. I think it's one of the weakest to the market relation here. So 153 I'm not super opposed to, but I will possibly just wait all the way till the actual real level. For me would be like probably 152, 150 area. So that's just more of an unsaturated area. You can see we're in a bit of a spike area here. So if we can break down below in that range where we have a lot less price action involvement and oversaturation, that would be a much better area to be looking to take this. So that's how I'm going to be looking to take it. Likely maybe wait to 152 depending on the weakness we get off open coming in Monday morning. Looking at the next setup, I do have it here at Meta. Looking at Meta here, level's going to be 5, I believe, what was it, 570 here, but I feel like 570 may be broken. Sorry, 575, my bad, matter. 575 is the level, however, this more than likely will be broken going into Monday morning, given the fact that these always break like this. Not really looking for anything more than just a scalp strictly. If this is off open half size, manage risk, take some size off just to be smart, and then have 570 as a separate trade too. If this does happen in the same day, if 575 hasn't already broken coming into Monday morning, looking at 570 of its own trade here. So going to be taking this with full size 570 depending on how close we are or far off of open and how we decide to approach on that given day. Okay, so going into the next setup, I do like Netflix. This is just going to be the side watch. I'm kind of including sides with mains today. I'll just isolate the mains. Really going to just be Meta and Tesla this week for me personally. But with this going into Netflix, I do like the 9:30 area here. This is the 4 hour. We look at the 1 hour here. This is just structured up nicely with some rejection points, support. We have a bit of a bounce, nice area of support, a lot of pivots. So, and it's really relatively not that bad of a range. Right here at the 9:30, we're coming out of the chop here at the 9:33 to 9:35 level, 9:37 rather. So this is still a good range here. I do like this. I'm not opposed, especially with the weakness, but it's really going to be our job to identify which stocks are the strongest or weakest at a given moment on a given day. That's what we do, and that's where we're able to identify those divergence moves along with the actual setups that we have. So we take the setups, identify convergence and divergence, and figure out which ones are going to actually have that type of weakness or strength that we are looking for it to have in order to be the actual selective setup for the day. Rather than just taking, we have all these setups, this is how we identify which one is the one to take that given day. Right? Or D1s. Sometimes we have more than one, but it's very rare. Tesla, going to be my final setup here. Again, on the 1 hour, we've got the 260 level. I do like this. Yes, Tesla's in a chop zone. However, even though it's in a chop zone, Tesla's very volatile. It moves, and for scalping, this is very good. Okay, so we can catch moves like this. The follow through is very high. It's not a rejective-based company. It always seems to break when we expect it to break. So these scalps are just so easy to predict and catch almost all the time since fruition of the company. So it's been a phenomenal scalping company for years. So for this, 260 would be the level, and then after 260, we do actually have the gap at 256.33 and 249.52. So I would look at that as the actual trade to take for the 256 down through 255 all the way to 250 here. That would be a pretty fantastic trade. I'm looking forward to it. And overall, yeah, that's just going to be how I'm looking to trade this. Is waiting 260, but pre-market Monday, almost guarantee it. We do have a support here at this really, pretty nice 1 hour trend here. So we're going to end up seeing, but I think 260 will have broken coming into Monday morning. So 255 is really going to be the level here. So key levels are going to be for the main watch, 570 on Meta, 255 on Tesla downside equally. Then side watch would be Netflix 930 downside, Google 153 downside, AMD 102 downside, and I believe we talked about Coin as well at the 170 area, 160 area downside, 160 preferred likely. So that's going to be it, guys. Thank you for watching the weekly watch list as always. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all feedback. I always like and always reply. It's what keeps me making these videos for you guys. As long as you enjoy them, it keeps me, making them. So thanks a lot, guys. Let's kill it this week, and let's do what we always do and stay disciplined. Have a great week. Peace.